Sure. Let's go. Well, it's 4:13. The fire is just about out, more or less. So I got up, I had to use the bathroom, and got some logs and whatnot. And gonna get the fire going again and just ensure that I've got a good bed of coals in the morning if I am able to fall back asleep. It is extremely foggy out, almost to the point of eeriness. So, yeah, kind of weird. Well, we're gonna let the fire keep struggling on. It's definitely struggling, I'll tell you that. But once it gets going, and I'm gonna try to make a pot of coffee. I could definitely use some. I didn't sleep very well last night. Bed's not the most comfortable. That air mattress somehow managed to twist. I don't get it, but yeah. So it looks like the fire quit burning again. I tell you. So we'll keep fighting with this thing. It is so wet out. It's not even funny. So let's see here. It's almost 5 o'clock, so I've been trying to get this fire going for about the last hour. and it's been a challenge. Today, hopefully this rain's done. Today I've really got to get some sticks gathered and just some small kindling sticks and shove them under my bed and so on and so forth, and get a good stockpile of wood so it'll burn all night, because I'm sure I'll wake up in the middle of the night again. And so I can just keep a really good fire going, because this is not gonna work. You know, if it were downpouring right now, I'd be SOL. So, lesson learned, and we're going to adapt. Oh, I'll check the temperature real quick for you. It is about 44 degrees out right now, at least in my shelter, and I imagine it's roughly the same since there's no big rip-roaring fire going on. So I will get back to you as soon as I get a fire going, because this isn't a fire, this is a smoke bath. Okay, so got my coffee pot on. And gonna get some coffee brewing here in a second. Oops, sorry. Let me shake you. So it is almost 10 after 7. Or Jesus, almost 10 after 5. There we go. I need coffee. And I don't know. I think my longest bout of sleep was about 3 hours. And yeah, definitely was not enough. I'll tell you that right now. Excuse me. But man, so yeah, I didn't sleep the greatest. I woke up feeling like I was run over by a truck, because my sleeping pad is terrible. So I think I'm gonna lay my sleeping pad down on the wool blanket, and I'm gonna take Trigger's sleeping bag and lay it down, and then put my sleeping bag on top of that. And like I said last night, Trigger crawled inside of my sleeping bag and curled up at the bottom of my feet. He did come out eventually, but he did sleep for a little while in there. Goofy dog. He's sleeping again. So, making coffee like I always do. It's not food, buddy. And these guys right here. Folgers coffee singles. these things right here are the best when it comes to hiking or backpacking or camping or bushcraft or anything. They're like little tea bags. You just put them in there and you let it boil or whatever, and it makes really good coffee. I always put 3 of them in there because I like strong coffee. So I'm gonna let that pot sit there for a few more minutes, and excuse me, I will put them in and have coffee here in about another 10 minutes or so. And I brought some liquid creamer. I told you that yesterday. The powdered kind was just such a pain in the butt, and the coffee was so hot that I couldn't drink it for a couple hours, it seemed. So I'm gonna put that liquid creamer in there, and hopefully that cools everything right down. But okay, I'll see you when I get the coffee going. Oh man, this wood is just saturated. Ay, ay, ay. I want to keep piling this wood on, just let it dry out, basically. So I'm going to go grab a little bit more. Okay, so I think the coffee's probably just about done. I pulled it back a little bit because it was boiling pretty dang hard. So I think I'm gonna take the grate off and pull the coffee off and get this fire rip roaring. Okay, so I'm gonna check this coffee real quick. Oh yeah. That's one. Okay, so coffee's done. I'm gonna throw these last couple of logs on here to start the drying process. So they will hopefully ignite. And I can start building my bed of coals. let that coffee cool down for just a minute. And we're going to have some coffee. Alrighty. That's some good looking coffee. Keep that kind of by the fire pit to keep it warm. And then I got Southern Butter Pecan coffee creamer. It smells good. This is something I've been looking forward to all morning. Yummy. That's good. So, how you doing? Feels like it's getting a little chillier out. It's a real foggy morning today, and you can hear the different noises and stuff like that, and it's like woo. But my buddy Corey's supposed to come out today to visit for a little bit this afternoon, and we're gonna make some chicken fajitas. Excuse me. So, focus. So that should be a good dinner. I'm gonna, I don't know, hopefully I find some rocks or something, because my little grill hole thing that I made, I dug it out a little bit more today, and it is full of water. This rain has just been, I don't know, it's been a pretty wet fall so far, and it's already kind of lowland to begin with, so it's real easy for everything to fill up with water out here. I actually found one of the drier spots. Trader. There's a good boy. He's just so tuckered out. So I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee and watch the fire, and I will talk to everybody soon. Okay, well, it's 6:30 in the morning. Got a pretty good fire going. It's still pretty foggy out, which I don't know, I could probably only see about 20 feet in front of me, maybe, with the flashlight, because it just lights everything up. Finished my pot of coffee. Kind of want more, but I think I'm going to hold off just a little bit. I finally decided what I'm going to do for breakfast. I'm just going to make some pancakes and bacon. To do the bacon, I'm going to get a sapling and stick it in the ground and put it over the fire and just hang my bacon from there. I got a pound of it, so Trigger's going to have some. Not a whole lot. I don't want him to get the poops. But he'll definitely get some bacon. And I'll get some, or he'll get some pancakes too. But I'm going to wait till it starts getting daylight. So we got roughly an hour before daylight starts showing up. Not quite an hour. So Yeah, should be a pretty good breakfast. And then I don't know, I haven't decided what I'm going to do for lunch yet. If I'm going to do um, I'll probably do soup for lunch. I want to try that. I took some split pea soup and I dehydrated it. So I think I'm going to try to rehydrate it and see if it turns back into split pea soup, which I guess would be kind of hard to mess up. But you never know. So I think that's what I'll do for lunch. And like I said, I'm going to do pancakes. And tonight for supper, when buddy Corey shows up, we're going to do chicken fajitas, which should be pretty good. So kind of excited for that. But and then I think tomorrow for breakfast I'll probably have that that other T-bone for breakfast, and Trigger will get his steak for breakfast too. I think I'll take and cut up some chicken and just do some plain chicken for Trigger tonight, mix it in with his food, and then for breakfast we'll eat steak. So, but pretty good fire going, quite a bit of heat reflecting off. I think I kind of decided against trying to do the indoor wood stove, and I'm not going to completely close off the front. I'm just going to close off probably about 2 feet of the end, and but I do think I'm going to take clay and try to mask the front of the fire reflector. I think that'll help reflect the heat, and I also think it'll keep it from burning up. So I don't know, I haven't really played with the clay too much here yet. I'm hoping it's the right kind that I can actually do stuff with it. So I don't know, we'll find out. Alright, well, I will see you when it's daylight. Okay, well, it's 7:15 in the morning. It's starting to get daylight. Still really foggy out. Got a pretty decent bed of coals going. I got put some oak on there. It's a little bit damp, so I'm gonna let that kind of dry out and burn up. Making another pot of coffee. I'm a little bit groggy this morning. Like I said, I didn't sleep very well last night. I gotta redo this whole bed thing. Excuse me. So I'm gonna let it get a little bit more daylight out, and when you can see, I'm gonna start cooking some bacon and do pancakes here in a little while too. So yeah, but yep, it's slowly getting daylight. And as far as these lanterns, I don't know, I'd say they probably lasted, this one I can tell is starting to get dim. I mean, it still works, but I'm guessing they're probably going to last about 6 hours on battery. I don't know, I'd like to get a solar light and hang it in here, but that might just be too much. So, but yeah, little lanterns work. I mean, you can see me for the most part. I don't know, the fog must be collecting on leaves and stuff because I still hear big drops falling, but it's not raining out. So, alrighty. I'll get back at you when I get ready to do the bacon. You can see it's starting to get daylight. It's about 7:20, so in 5 minutes, that's how much better I can see. I don't know how well you can tell, but it's still really foggy out. So I just wanted to show you. Okay, so I got my second pot of coffee going. One just didn't do it. I didn't sleep very well at all last night. It should be getting closer to being done. A little sheath I made for my old hatchet. I've had this thing for years. When I moved from Michigan, my stepdad Dennis held on to it for me so I wouldn't lose it, I guess. And he gave it back to me when I came back to Michigan a couple years ago to visit, and put a pretty good edge on it, and just awesome knife. But so I got a stick. It's pretty sturdy. I'm gonna stick it in the ground and hang the bacon from it, but I'm gonna let this fire burn down just a little bit because one, I don't want to burn the stick, and two, I don't want to have to try to adjust it when I got bacon on there because all the coals are gone, or because all the sticks are burnt down the coals rather. Yeah, I need coffee. So I keep forgetting to put my gloves on every time I go to get wood, so my hands are getting pretty beat up and pretty nasty looking. I might find one of these mud puddles around here and wash up a little bit, just my hands. Try to get some of this grunge off of it. So, but alright, when the fire burns down and I've got a good bit of coals, we're going to slap the bacon on. Okay, so fire's burning down pretty good. Excuse me. So I'm going to stick the stick in the ground and start getting the bacon ready. So I don't want to be too close to the fire because then I'm just going to burn my bacon. So I'm thinking probably something like that. I think that'd be a nice slow cook, and I can always adjust it a little bit if I have to. You just feel that heat bouncing back. I still think that's a little too high. That feels better. So there's my stick, there's my fire. I gotta dig the bacon out. So I got 1 pound of natural hickory smoked thick sliced bacon. So we're gonna pop this open. Yeah, there, it's my bacon. My bacon. Okay. Double check the heat here. Yeah, perfect. So this is the thinnest thick bacon I've ever seen in my life. I'm just gonna hang it like that. Let it kind of slow cook. bacon is not thick at all. It's actually quite thin. I would love to be able to save some more of this for tomorrow, but it's going to be too warm, I think. I know it's cured and all that, but fire's a little warm. I'm gonna have to raise my stick up just a little bit. I guess I was probably right the first time. There we go. That looks a little better. I can always add heat if I have to. Stay out of that goofy dog. Might have to raise this up a little bit more yet, since I'm almost touching the ground already. 3 more slices to put on. There we go. That looks pretty good. Oh, my eyes are watering. So, there we are. We're gonna let that slow cook and enjoy some bacon. Take and make a little Y stick here to just help hold this up just a little bit. Yeah, that's not. There. That's better looking. So, you guys can sit here and watch bacon cook for a few minutes. I'm gonna go get a little bit more wood, and so I can keep the fire going at a good temperature. So I'll be back. I'm not eating any of that bacon. Last thing we want, fire to go. it's clearly not going to go out, but okay. So we'll let that go for a little bit, and excuse me. That was a weird sound. Trigger. Ooh, you can see it dripping. Bacon. But yeah, we're gonna let that cook, and Trigger's getting antsy. I hear a bunch of birds in the background. Sounds kind of weird, almost eerie. So that's the plan. Okay, some of it is almost bacon, but we gotta let her cook just a little bit longer on the ends. All the heat, as you can see, is right in the middle. So I'll pull them pieces off first and heat them up. And then I'll slide the end pieces in a little bit more, because the one on the far end there is extremely slow cooking. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, and then on this end 1, 2, 3 in are slow cooking. But these ones are almost bacon. So we're gonna let it cook just a little bit longer, and then I'll adjust those other ones so they cook a little bit quicker. And we're gonna go to town on some bacon. Bacon. Okay, well, some of the pieces of bacon are done. So we are going to take them off. And we're going to slide some of this other bacon up So it actually starts cooking. Slide some of this other bacon down. That piece ain't even warm. Okay, so there's the first bacon. This is the first time I've ever cooked bacon like this over a fire, so see how it goes. That's the bacon. That's really good bacon. That's like perfect bacon. Can I imagine how good this bacon is? I want more bacon. So bacon. Next time, this is Ryan with our Martin Outdoor Adventures. Bye.